Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. So today we do have three very important topics to talk about, and the first one that we are going to talk about is the swap deal between Arthur Melo and Pjanic. And so we do have a report coming from Fabrizio Romano, and he made it official. Arthur has signed his contract as a new Juventus player until June 2025, and so the medicals are clear for both players. Arthur Melo will be a Juventus player in the 2020-21 season, and Pjanic will be a Barcelona player in the 2020-2021 season. And this swap deal has been a very controversial deal because I believe that this is a peak of an example of what Bartomeu and the board members are, because you and me know that Barcelona prefer the veteran players over the young players because they believe that the veteran players do have more experience, and because they do have more experience, they are going to play better on the pitch. And this transfer is a great example showing us that they believe that the veteran players do provide more value than young players, because in the end this transfer is us switching a 23-year-old player with a 30-year-old player, and we know exactly why this swap deal happened. Now Barcelona value the veteran players, and that is why we are seeing the swap deal happen so quickly. And so do I agree with this transfer? I'm going to have to say no, only because I am a person who wants Barcelona to do well today and in the long run, and this transfer is not going to solve any problems in the long run. This transfer is only for the today, and this move is only for the sake of a quick solution. Can Pjanic give value to this club? Yes, of course. Pjanic is a tremendous talent. He is a great player. He knows how to function in that midfield, but again, this will not benefit FC Barcelona in the long run. This is a quick solution, and I would not be surprised if, for example, Xavi Hernandez comes to FC Barcelona in the 2021 summer and transfers out Pjanic. And keep in mind, I will be talking about Xavi later in this video, but again, Pjanic is only brought in to FC Barcelona because he is considered as a quick solution. Bartomeu wants to increase his chances on winning trophies within these next couple of months before he does exit from this club, and that is why we are seeing short-term solutions. This is a short-term mindset, and I'm going to stand by this, because if Bartomeu was really planning on trying to get this Barcelona team ready after Messi does retire from FC Barcelona, like if he was really standing by that, we would have never seen Pjanic come in and get paid a total of 6.7 million a year for his services. And this is with us knowing that Barcelona right now do need to fix their wage bill. Barcelona do need to be good economically, and this transfer does not make sense from the inside and the outside. And we do have a report coming from Cristiano Corbo, who has stated there were no photos of Arthur on his first day in Turin. He had walked past all journalists and fans too. And I know that Arthur knows that this transfer did bring a lot of heat. People will ask him a lot of questions on how he feels about this whole transfer. Was he forced out from the club? And that is why I think Arthur did ignore every journalist and all of the fans, because Arthur Melo simply did not want to hear it. He knows exactly what Barcelona's intentions were, and he knows something that we probably don't know, and it could be that the board members did tell him that we do not want Arthur Melo at that club. And we have another report coming from eSport 3 saying, according to the player's environment, Arthur is determined to finish his Barcelona career with a title. And we do have another report coming from Giacomo from Tutto Mercato stating Arthur has already left Turin to return to Barcelona. He will now join Juventus after this whole season is over. So Arthur will stay. He will stay with FC Barcelona until this whole season is over, including the UCL. Arthur Melo does want to win one more trophy, if not maybe possibly two trophies with FC Barcelona. He does want to fight for the league. He does want to fight for the UCL, a trophy that he has not won yet in Europe. And knowing that he has one more season left with FC Barcelona, and knowing that he has not won a UCL yet, I do expect Arthur Melo to really step his game up and give it one last go. I understand that Arthur Melo is being forced away from the club, but that should not stop him on performing well with FC Barcelona. And I want to pull out a report coming from Santiago Valle. This is a report that has been floating around the media, and I do want to address this. And it says here, Arthur is angry at Setien for his statements. And so basically the environment, the people who are around Arthur Melo has said this. He spoke of Arthur as if he were a coach who has won many titles when he has won absolutely absolutely nothing. And the people of Arthur are only saying this because of what Setien did say about Arthur Melo. And so there is tension building between Arthur Melo and Setien, supposedly, right? But I think that the environment of Arthur Melo is only speaking based off the frustration because Arthur Melo is clearly being forced out from the club. And with reading this, right, you would expect Quique Setien and Arthur Melo to have a lot of tension between them, but I really don't think that that's the case. I think that the relationship between Setien and Arthur Melo is still strong, and I don't think that is going to be affected. Yes, are the people around Arthur Melo angry that he's getting kicked out from this club? Of course, they should have every right to be angry, but I think that Arthur is going to handle this situation well along with Quique Setien, because in the end, the one that we are supposed to blame is not Quique Setien. The one that we are supposed to blame are the people who are in charge of the club. Those are the people who want Arthur Melo out, because if the club were never thinking about taking out Arthur Melo, Quique Setien would have never said this in the first place. So if you are seeing reports about Arthur Melo and his friends or his environment are having tension with Quique Setien, don't expect that to be true. Everything is going to be okay. And so in the end, Arthur Melo has put the pen on paper, and Arthur Melo and Pjanic have signed for their new clubs, and we should expect an announcement sometime between these next 12 hours or Monday morning. That is the only thing left for Barcelona to do, which is to announce that Arthur Melo will be leaving and Barcelona will be bringing in Pjanic. The next topic that I do want to talk about is about Garcia Pimienta, and I believe that this is very important to really bring up in today's video, and I'm going to explain why. So before I do get into that report, if you guys don't know who Garcia Pimienta is a Barcelona B coach. He is in the process right now on renewing his contract, and so we are waiting to hear if he's going to renew with FC Barcelona or not. But this is the man that has transitioned multiple players into the first team or in first team football in general. He has brought up Elenia, Marco Correa, Carlos Perez, Weg, Miranda, Abel Ruiz, Oriol Busquets, and Ricky Puig. And so by no means Pimienta should be offered a new contract. He is responsible for bringing all of this talent into the first team. Now, I know that a lot of these players have not been great success at the first team of FC Barcelona, but that is only because of the people who are in charge of the first team, and they say that, okay, we don't want these Barcelona B players, we want to bring in Neymar Jr. and Lautaro Martinez. They do have bad project planning, but Garcia Pimienta has nothing to do with that. In the end, he is bringing talent into the first team. And it says here, according to eSport 3, Garcia Pimienta will renew for 1 year with an option to continue with an additional year, and that there will be an announcement that's going to be made within these next coming days. And we do have a report coming from Jordi Blanco from ESPN, and he stated, in the club, it's not ruled out that Garcia Pimienta would replace Setien in the Champions League after the promotion playoffs is over. And then we have another report coming from Sique Rodriguez from La Sed. He said that if the club goes trophyless this season, Setien's time at Barcelona could come to an end. And so before I do get into those two reports, right, do you believe that Garcia Pimienta is the right man to take charge of FC Barcelona's first team from here until June 2021? Because I don't think that it does not even matter who's going to be the Barcelona coach until June 2021, because I believe that the problems do run much deeper than this. Because I don't think that the problem is the coach. I think that the real problem here is the people in charge of FC Barcelona, which is the board and Bartomeu. Because there is no reason for Barcelona to let go of Quique Setien. We have to remember that Quique Setien was brought into January. He was brought in the middle of this season, in the middle of this mess, being thrown multiple players like Martin Braithwaite and many other players, and Quique Setien had to deal with all of this. He had to deal with the mess that Valverde did leave in the middle of this season, and it would not make any sense to kick him out after half a season. Quique Setien hasn't even had the chance to have a transfer window and maybe bring in the players that he does want to bring in. So there has to be self-reflection. The people in charge of Barcelona have to have self-reflection, because they have to think and say, look, this is going to be our third manager in 4 years. Maybe we shouldn't try and change the coach. Maybe we should try and change the people in the sporting department, the people in the medical department. Maybe if we do that, we might actually get a different result. Maybe if we do change the president, we might actually get a different result. And do I think that Pimienta could improve the squad of FC Barcelona? Of course. He is a great manager. He does have experience on coaching FC Barcelona. He is going to have that background of coaching Barcelona B, but I don't think that it's going to be enough for Barcelona to really be extremely successful, because in the end, Pimienta will be working under this board, a board that has spent 300 million euros in 3 years, continuing to throw players like Griezmann, Coutinho, Dembele at all of these coaches, and yet they could not get a different result, and yet they cannot win a UCL. So I don't see Pimienta being extremely successful at FC Barcelona because this board simply does not have no project. So if we really do want to see change, we should expect new owners to come in, and that is where I do want to transition into the next topic, and we are going to talk about Xavi Hernandez because he did speak today with Sport, and this is what he had to say. My biggest dream now is to coach and train at Barcelona. And look, Xavi is a man that has been destined to coach FC Barcelona. He is destined to come back to this club at some point. And he has been a man that has not been afraid to hold back. He is expressing almost every 3 months that he does want to coach this team. And Xavi is almost basically Mr. FC Barcelona, and he wants to continue to serve this club in whatever way as possible. And the best way to do that is to become the manager of FC Barcelona. And we must not forget that Xavi was proposed a offer back in January, but he did decline that offer because he believed that it was not the right time. And if we look over the course of these past 7 months, right, ever since Xavi was proposed that offer back in January, if we really look and examine Xavi's words and how he's wording these sentences and putting these statements out into the public, I think what Xavi is really trying to say is that he does want to coach FC Barcelona, but not under this board. He does not want to work under here, because if we look back at this quote right here that he did say recently, he said, "I want to be there at a time where I can start from scratch. I have said this many times. I would like to be able to make football decisions in FC Barcelona." So clearly Xavi wants to have full control, and knowing how this board functions in this club, they do not give the coaches full control. What we are looking at right now is the sporting directors and the people in charge in FC Barcelona just throwing players at these coaches and saying, okay, look, we're going to throw you this player and that player, and you're going to figure it out how you're going to be able to fit these players in this team. That's basically what we are in right now, and Xavi does not want to be part of that. And we also have to look at the deals that Barcelona right now are locking in. Look at how they brought in Pjanic and let go of Artur Melo. Xavi would never ever be pleased with any of these decisions being made currently, and that is why he is being patient. He is going to wait until June 2021. And I want to bring up another report where Xavi did have another interview, and he was talking about Artur Melo, and this is what he had to say. He's one of those players that we say has Barcelona DNA. He has all the qualities needed to be a success, and if he's given games, I think we're looking at a player that can mark an era at FC Barcelona. And now we are seeing this club sell out Artur Melo, and this is basically showing us one thing: Xavi has multiple differences compared to the people working in this club. And Xavi is basically saying, look, you and me, we see football differently. The decisions that you guys are making here in this club would never be the decisions I would make here. I'm going to wait until 2021. What you guys are doing right now is a complete disgrace, and I will not be part of it. I will not tarnish my legacy and my reputation under this board. I have seen what you guys have done with Eric Abidal, and I will not be part of it. And so Xavi did continue to say in this interview that happened about 5 hours ago, he said, the biggest dream I have is to be a Barcelona coach. I want Barcelona and the players to succeed. My team is preparing for it. And so for those of you guys who are wondering, is Xavi going to coach FC Barcelona next year in the summer of 2021? Yes, I think that we are really going to see Xavi become that manager on June 2021 when the elections do take place. And so expect massive changes to happen in the near future. And if you were going to ask me on what's going to happen between now and June 2021, I have no idea what's going to go on. I have no idea who's going to be the coach by that time. I have no idea who's going to be sold and who's going to come in. But right now, Barcelona is in a complete mess. There is no clear vision on what Barcelona wants to do right now. And so Xavi will be waiting, and he will come on June 2021. And so final conclusion on this whole video. Artur Melo is going to be a Juventus player. Pjanic will come to FC Barcelona. Pimienta is being considered to coach FC Barcelona next season. And Xavi is determined to come back to FC Barcelona as the manager in June 2021. And so expect really big changes to come next year. I know that we are very low right now, and I know that Barcelona right now is in a very dark place, especially for the fans, but don't get too down. We will come back, and we are going to come back with a really great punch. So that'll be it for today's Barcelona daily news. There will be another video coming in tomorrow on Monday discussing the announcement of Barcelona letting go of Arthur Melo. So that is what's currently happening in Barcelona today. A lot of things are happening. It's very hectic, but we are going to be here to cover it in this channel. So if you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.